I'm live, y'all. Live in 2019. Wow, here we are. 19. Bitch. Glad that's behind me already. But hopefully, this video will not be doing this shit to me right now, to us. That meant for you guys. Hopefully, this day. So, how have you guys been feeling? What have you? We have a Capricorn solar eclipse coming up, right? It's like a new moon solar eclipse in Capricorn. A lot of activity going on in Capricorn right now, which is actually your third house of communication, right? 3 is a very sensitive number. So you guys might be really feeling all of that energy. Third house with it's like it has to do with time. It has to do with you know, just lessons, karmic lessons, attachments, codependencies, things like that. House is ruled by Gemini, which is talking about children. That's also talking about communication. It's talking about, activity, lots of things going on. Maybe it needs to take place with a lot of information. You guys might be able to sort of like re-strategize, the way that you do things. You know what I mean? Because it is a very adaptable placement for you where all of this energy is going on right now. You got Pluto there. You also have Saturn there, and the sun is there. So it's illuminating some of the things that change, some of the things that needs to transform for you guys. It has to do with some of the, hold on one second. What's going on? Says that there's a bad connection. Can you guys still hear me? Can you still see me, hear me? Oh, you, you can. Okay. Very bad connection. I'm gonna have to stop doing them live. Then like I'm just gonna have to record them, or maybe I'll just record them on the iPad. But anyway, you guys are experiencing a lot of transformative energy in the house of relationships for you, and by way of like some karma, some fluctuation, a reality of like adapt, and that you're doing it in a very mature way. I know it keeps cutting out, you guys, but we're doing okay. Let me go ahead and show the one, and then I'm going to cut it. The cards out, okay? I know, darlings. I know. When I freeze, I won't get I froze until I stopped freezing. So by the time you tell me it's frozen, it probably has stopped being frozen. Okay, so we're good. Now we're 5 minutes in. If it continues, you guys are filling the cards. These are the cards here that we're going to read. Wow, it's like very like these cards on the top and lay it out. And then we'll get to talking about what they mean or how I'm interpreting them. Movement. Immediate influence. So at the bottom of the deck, you got the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups is giving you water sign energy. It could be like Scorpio. This could be you, or this could be like a Cancer energy. So let's just kind of like go with you. Like I said, you guys are feeling very mutable. You're feeling like the changeability, the adaptability. You might be intimidated by some of those things, but it's almost kind of like you're in that energy, and these things have to be taken care of regardless. And you've got to kind of just like throw sacrifices to the wind, where you might be sacrificing a little bit of like your time, right? Or you might have to throw away some of the concepts or the perceptions that you might have been like so set in and so married to, right? Because you know, the card that also is attached to this Knight of Cups card would also be, or the energy would be Aquarius, because Aquarius is one third of this Pisces energy of this court card. And, you know, that's also Saturn. So that's just saying that, you know, you might be feeling a little bit restricted in within the changes that you're having to like adhere to. You might be feeling some kind of way about it. You might be complaining a little bit about it, or you might just be feeling like, you know, you wish that there was some sort of relief that was brought to you within this situation or this circumstance that you might be feeling restricted by, that might be affecting you emotionally. It is saying that there are people out there that can like bring a little bit of help to you. They can assist you. They kind of like understand where you're coming from as well. So just understand that you're not alone in like the way that you're feeling, but just don't get too complacent, and also don't complain too much. People are there to lend you their ears, their hands, and their hearts, but they're not there for you to kind of just like to use them to soak up all of your emotions and then wring them out, and then and soak them up again and then wring them out. If you guys could like the video, thank you so much. I love you guys for watching. Really appreciate it. 2018 was the year that I actually started Providence Tarot with Dale. He's got Providence Tarot West popping up over there on the West Coast. If you guys can support that, that would be awesome. Also, I have like these soulmate cards that I think I'm gonna pull this week for you guys. Let me know if you're interested in that, and I'll pull like a soulmate message or like a law of attraction message for each individual sign to add to the weeklies that he's already put up. Anyway, that's the Knight of Cups, and that's what I'm getting energy wise from that one. Okay, great. So there's you know, there's some creativity here that wants to be let out, that wants to be expressed, that wants to be sort of like imagined, that wants to be kind of formulated. It's almost like some of you might be feeling like there's a creative project that you want to put a little bit more focus into, right? You may have been sitting back on something, or you may have been a little bit too complacent, like I said, in terms of how you were going to see something through in a creative sense. This is Mercury in Cancer, so it is talking about a need to express, you know, something from a deep emotional subconscious place. You know, it's almost like those things that can't be spoken into words. It's almost like you have to use your feeling and your creativity to express this thing. This could also be talking about a third party relationship for some of you out there who are single or who are dating other people. You might be dating another water sign, one of somebody who might be a little bit confusing to you in terms of like what they want, what they need, because right here in the center of the reading, you have the Three of Cups, which is also, you know, going back to the Empress. So it's also, you know, like joy, fulfillment, receptibility, like that type of thing. It's energy here. Um, you know, some of you might be feeling some kind of way in regards to this person, and you might be getting all of these sort of like signs or these red flags, and you might just be kind of like going back and forth with the way that you feel about the emperor receiving, whereas this person is still kind of like offering to you. And, you know, time wise and attention wise, you might be getting a lot of attention, but really in the back of your head ain't going on. Also, you guys may have been approached by someone while you were out celebrating the holidays. Some of you, you know, over the New Year's break, and then you kind of like got somebody that was showing you some interest or something like that. Some of you might even be dealing with like a baby that can be. Some of you are probably dealing with a Pisces, or you might be dealing with definitely a Gemini. The immediate influence here, like I was saying, the immediate influence, the challenge is talking about effort, the amount of energy that you put into something. It's also talking about understanding understanding that there are going to be some wins and there's going to be some losses. The strength card also speaks about Leo energy. That talks about pride. It also talks about passion and passionate matters of the heart. You might be having some very strong feelings to whoever this person is, this Knight of Cups, right? Or whatever this situation that you may be a little bit intimidated by in terms of love or in terms of the way that you might be feeling about something. This is saying that you don't want to you don't want to inject yourself, or you don't want to project yourself in a way that might be coming off a little bit too abrasive, right? You don't want to be coming off a little bit too bold. You don't want to seem much energy or force into something, even if you feel like you want to know more information, even if you feel like you want to make a relationship be something more than it already is. This is saying just actually be patient, because the strength card is talking about patience, and it's talking about being patient with yourself, really, because you guys might be feeling a little bit vulnerable, just based off of the fact that there's some things that you haven't really figured out yet. You might be waiting to figure some things out. Yeah, but the strength card is definitely talking about consistency and like an intention, and almost kind of like how are you and are you applying the right amount of energy and the right amount of focus and the right amount of consideration, intention, energy. Are you going after something that actually is a little bit too far fetched? Are you in over your head, that type of thing with someone? Maybe this person is known for being a player, so you might be feeling like you're in over your head, and the challenge is that you don't want to gain feelings for this person. You don't want to become vulnerable to whatever it is that you don't want to be succumb to, like so many of the things that you've heard about this person and other people who involve themselves with them, that type of thing. So that's the challenge, really, understanding that like you really don't need to try to force or control a situation. Just kind of like be a little bit more graceful and a little bit more effortless in your attempts to sort of like make something more than what it already is. You know what I mean? It is saying that you need to just kind of like um bring more attention and bring more focus into the environment that you're already in. You know what I mean? This person is going to notice you. You don't have to like make them notice you. They're going to notice you regardless. If they're interested in you, they're going to be interested in you. If they're not interested in you, then they're not going to show that they're interested in you. It's almost like you might even be confusing yourself emotionally here, just based off of this like crush or whatever this feeling it is that you have for this person, Scorpio. So now let's just look at what the other cards are lying around. In the sun placement here, you have the Empress. So this is Venus. So this is definitely talking about some type of like love, some type of passionate thing, and it's a three as well. So you've got two threes. That's almost like a complete number. You know what I mean? It's like it's the one variable, and then it's the two variables that have to consider each other. And once the two variables or the two components interact, then they produce something else, which is actually like, wow, together we made something. So there's like some sort of like completeness there. You even feel like when you're with this person, there might be even a sense of completion that you feel with them. You know what I mean? Or you might even just be feeling like this person is like the one for you, that type of thing. And you might just be getting a little bit carried away and like the feeling behind it, like the love, the rose colored glasses, that type of thing. um Also, the threes are saying that like that's almost kind of like a very spiritual energy too, because it's almost kind of like a law of attraction, kind of like with this Empress card here in the sun placement. It is Venus, and it is in a sun position, so it's almost got like a sextile energy with Libra energy and Leo. But then it's also got like that Taurus energy with like the sun, right? So that's almost like a little bit of a fixed type of energy there. So you might be kind of like set in the way that you feel about this person, right? And you might be dolling yourself up. You might be like thinking about your appearance a little bit more. You might be trying to like, some of you might be trying to like look little bit more attractive. hair, makeup, clothes, fashion, smelling good, makeup, lips popping, eyes, all of that type of thing. You know what I mean? So it's almost like you're using that energy that you feel like you're unable to sort of like satisfy with the idea of, materializing or manifesting something, because I don't have any pentacles here. It really is just about a feeling you have right now about this person, right? That you feel like might be like on your radar, or you might be on their radar. So you're making sure that you look really good. You got the strength card here that's crossing the Three of Cups, right? You're trying to like, it's almost like that energy where you're like not competing with anyone. You're just kind of like competing with yourself. You're like, ooh, can I amp it up today? How good can I look today? Can I look better? Can I change up the look? That type of thing. It really is about the changeability and the adaptability of things right here. Um, you know, you might like you might like talking to this person on the phone. You might like the way their voice sounds on the phone and all that type of thing. I don't know why I got that. Anyway, let's look at your moon placement. Oh, and the moon placement, you got a 9. So the 9 is almost talking about the completion, right? It's like you've come to this place where like your feelings are actually really what they are. You're almost like, my feelings have manifested into this, right? Venus is like basically right across from herself. It's like the Empress is here, which is a little bit of more that like higher energy, that more authoritative energy of this feeling, right? Of peace, beauty, harmony, um, relaxation, that type of thing. If you guys could all hit that thumbs up on this video, that would be awesome. And then in the moon placement, which is like, how you're feeling your subconscious, the things that people can't see, parts of yourself that you're experiencing that other people don't know about. This is almost like your feeling has materialized into something that you almost like know that you would like. You consider all of these different variables, right? You almost have exhausted the possibilities of something. This is also you kind of like existing within your environment, and kind of like going inward to like I feel like you've changed. It's almost like you feel better about yourself too, because it's almost like you've upgraded yourself through like your consistent work, your discipline, your desire. It's almost like you guys are kind of almost are going after more of what you want out of life as well. You're almost kind of realizing that no one else is really going to provide you with whatever it is that you need, but it's like you're going to do it for yourself, right? It's the awareness of like how you can feel more complete or more satisfied. That's for some of you guys out there. The nines are really talking about like ultimate completion or ultimate attainment, if you will. It's almost like you're putting more energy into something. The more energy you put into something, the more and that's why you're putting like this effort, because pentacles really do talk about effort, right, into something. It's like if you you're being very consistent about it, like you're not really changing very much about the way that you are doing things, right? Yeah. It's almost like you have considered so many different ways to think about this or to relate to this circumstance or this reality that you might be living in. And you always kind of like come up with the same answer. You always come up with the same um, with the same feeling. You're like, well, yeah, I still feel this way. You know what I mean? That type of thing. I don't know. Oh wow. Okay, so in the past position here, you got the sun, which is really talking about the awareness. Something was illuminated in the past. It could have been like this feeling, right? This overwhelming passion, this overwhelming heart's desire, this illumination, bold, vitality, almost being a little bit proud about something, really feeling good about yourself in the past, Um, I feel like there might have even been something that was exposed in the past for some people out there. This could be something like that. The sun is energy. There could have been some changes actually that happened in the past, some new realities that came into focus. This could have been a new life that might have been brought into the world, because you have the Empress here, which is like pregnancy. The Three of Cups is almost kind of like, also a pregnancy card, like almost there. And then the Sun here is almost, life. So that could be something as well. A lot of you guys might have even been thinking about your life and the way that you feel like you want to be leading your life. You know what I mean? It's really about the sun talks about what's actually important and what actually means the most to us. Yeah, because it's your creativity, it's your passion, it's your livelihood, it's what brings you life, it's what gives you your vitality, it's what's most important to you in terms of like, what you really want out of life, your heart's desire, that type of thing. And you got the strength card and you got the sun card here. So there's some really great things going on. All of the cards you got here are positive so far. You know what I mean? Nothing is really negative. This is talking about you understanding the way that you feel about something and you really owning up to that, right? You're holding yourself accountable for the way that you feel about something, and it's almost like you're willing to adapt and you're willing to change based on based on what's being asked of you and based on what's being demanded of you or desired from you. But it's almost kind of like you always come up with the same answer about like what it is that you want to do and how you feel about something, what direction you want to go in, how you see something really thriving, how you see the success of something happening. And if you're a new parent, it's almost like you're feeling really good about this too. You're almost like you're really wanting to put a lot of energy and a lot of love into this new home situation that you might be in. You're seeing the beauty within this new routine. You almost might even be feeling like more satisfied with this new life around. It's giving you a little bit more to like look forward to on his leg. That's what I'm getting. Like some of you guys are like excited to like take on the day and like do things and be very involved in your life and be very involved in your day and be very involved in your kids' life, and it's almost kind of like the holiday season kind of like reminded you of that, of how you need to stay connected to your family, how you need to stay connected to your kids, how you need to stay connected to yourself. It's almost like you might be feeling a little bit more like a splash of color might have been brought back into your life and that type of thing too. Um, and for some of you who have that crush out there, maybe like the introduction of this person into your life, right? Because the nights really do introduce something. It's like the introduction of this person almost like brought like a splash of color back into your life. A lot of yellows, which is like happiness and youthful spirits. Um, Laughter, that type of thing. You might be really appreciating this aspect of your life right now. And it's really, maybe having you forget about a lot of the things that were coming up in the past for you. So let's go ahead and look at your, sorry, let's look at your anxieties. So in the anxieties placement, right. So you have anxieties that you won't be able to get everything that you want. You won't feel satisfied with like, what you get out of life. It's almost like you're like, well, I don't even know why. It's why is it that like Scorpio energy, like people say that it's almost like the desire is so great. It's almost like it's hard for you guys to be satisfied with any of the things that you get, even if it's like something that you wish for that you want and you end up getting. Like, I don't know why that's in the anxieties here. You know what I mean? It's almost like you have anxieties that something could be taken away from you, or like the joy of something could be taken away from you, or like the moment that you feel like something is good, then it's like almost like you victimize yourself by thinking of the sacrifice, by feeling of what it would be to have to like sacrifice something. Or it's almost like you take yourself to this place of getting lost in the elusiveness, right? It's like it's not even real of what could be. It's almost like you take things away from yourself before you even like get them. Or that's like what this card kind of like says to me in the anxieties, because it's almost like The anxieties with a nine here, it's like, nine, I forget, it's like, when you add a number when you put nine in a series of numbers and you add them up or something like that, you always come up with nine again. So nine is almost talking about like definitely like the consistency, doing something over and over again. Like nine is also like the completion, which is 10, but then it's also zero. It's the almost the end of a cycle, but then it's like the beginning of something. So something has been like satisfied, something has been fulfilled, right? So you have anxieties within something being emotionally fulfilling, and you are expanding on that feeling. You are allowing yourself to sort of like go in and constantly analyze the idea of what it would be like for this thing to like almost like be taken away from you, or like it to be like sacrificed by you, or you're feeling like victimized by like the vulnerability of your emotions right now by having something that you want, right? Because when you get that thing that you want, it's like you're no longer like desiring it. It's like you no longer want that thing. Like now it means something to you, so you're thinking like, oh my god, like if I didn't have this thing, I don't know. That's just what I'm getting. Oh my god. Okay, so let's go into your Mars position. Your Mars position is the Page of Swords. So this is saying that, you guys need to put a lot of some energy and some aggression into, questioning things, trying to figure some things out, maybe not thinking that you may know everything, allowing yourself to be influenced by other people's concepts and their perceptions. This is kind of like, if you need something or you need to figure something out, or if there's a step within a process that you might be like lacking the knowledge or the support, ask for what the information is that you need, or ask for the help that you need in terms of, completing a process or something like that. I feel like you guys also you need to understand that you're always learning, right? There's never a time where you aren't learning anything. So you need to also just kind of like embrace that too, that you're learning every day from everyone through all of your experiences and everything that you do. So, ask yourself why it is that you feel vulnerable to, those feelings of having to sacrifice something. Or why do you feel like you don't deserve those things that you wish for, or the things that you do want? That type of thing. Try to figure those things out. We're always learning more about ourselves every day, day to day. Don't run away from those things, also, Scorpio. You want to make sure that you're like, embracing all of the aspects of you, even the ones that are, naive, that you don't understand yet, that are underdeveloped, just because, you've been running away from those things for so long. We all have those tendencies, right? Running away from the things that we don't understand so that we don't have to deal with them. Because if we do, then we're going to be vulnerable to those things that we fear the most. I'm just giving you real talk. I know it's like a real weird time of the day. It's early. People are at work. I'm at work right now too. I was thinking about it, you guys. I have like 10 jobs. It's like really crazy. But it's not really like 10 jobs, okay? Just exaggerating. So, in the Venus placement here, you have another three. So there really are some sensitivities. There's like a trine energy going on. You've got Aries here. You've got Cancer. Actually, it's more like a square. It's like a T square type of thing going on. There's like 45 degrees between each of these signs. Aries, Cancer, Libra. Anyway, in the Venus placement, you have Sun in Aries. Yes. So this is talking about, putting the energy and the effort into something and awaiting like the results, right? Some of you guys may have initiated something, you may have had the impetus to prompt something, maybe you initiated a project or something like that where you're waiting to see like how things are going to develop because it is a 3. So some of you actually might actually be pregnant out there and you're trying to figure out how, things are going to work now. you know you might be, or you may have had a baby, or some of you actually might be pregnant though, because I'm getting like three threes here. And remember how I was talking about 9? Oh, this is really crazy. So you have the 9 of Pentacles in your emotions, right? So it's the accumulation of something that has materialized, that is emotionally fulfilling for you, right? That you're loving, that you're appreciating. It's bringing about elements of consistency. It's making you feel more motivated. It's making you feel more disciplined, right? You're like putting a lot of attention into the details of something, and you're really appreciating your like day to day because of that new implementation. But then in the anxieties, it's almost like you may be feeling like you're missing out on something. But it's almost like because of that, that was like the sacrifice of like maybe you might be offering too much of yourself to some sort of situation or some scenario, or you might be like using too much of your emotional energy to focus on something that you actually can't control, right? But actually, it's almost like when you have a good thing, don't complain about not having something else. Or it's almost like with the 9 of Cups being here in the anxieties, it's like when people who have a lot of money, right? This is Jupiter in Pisces, so that's like a fierce placement. It's like when people who have a lot of money complain about not having, certain things that really aren't really a big deal. It's like first world problems. That's like what this is. That's what I'm getting. First world problem. So you guys are having anxieties about some shit that really isn't a problem. Some of you, it's almost like you're like living in luxury, but you're like complaining about shit. Get over it. Some of you. Um, yeah, some of you are pregnant. Some of you might be getting ready to have like a baby or something like that. I think that's for sure. Some of you have had. Let's look at your future cards here. Wow. In the future here, in the past, present, and future placement, this is a fierce reading. You got the Fool. So the Fool is talking about, surprises, things coming in kind of swiftly, changes happening. Some of you might actually be getting like a surprise that you are pregnant. You know what I mean? It might be very unexpected. That type of thing, for sure. Some of you might feel like you're pregnant, but you haven't really gotten the results yet. But then you're gonna go in and try to see. You might even be doing your own pregnancy test at home to see if you are pregnant, and then you realize that you are, and then that type of thing. Now, it's funny that I was talking about 9 so much because of the 9 of Pentacles and the 9 of Cups, and then you got the Empress, which is a 3, and then right there, in the diagonal towards the right of it, in the center, you got the 3 of Cups, that's 6. Then you add another 3, and that's 9, okay? So there's another 9, which is also talking about the completion of something. It's the end, but then it's also, looking towards the new beginning of something. So, 9 is also 0, and 0 is here as the Fool in the future position. This is also Uranus energy, right? Bringing about change, unexpected change. This is the ability to look forward towards the future, not knowing what's going to be, but being very hopeful, being very like resolved in your feelings about the future, being very optimistic, maybe not having a plan right away, but knowing that, the possibility to make a good plan is always there and it always exists. This is almost being able to start over at any point as well, too. You want to think of that as well. being able to start over, you can always start over. That's for sure. Because the zero can go anywhere within the tarot deck, major arcana or minor arcana. It doesn't really matter. You know what I mean? This is kind of like the wild card, right? Always being prepared for new beginnings because new beginnings are what sort of like show you what you're made of, right? Definitely. Especially when you embark on something that's brand new, it's almost like you're learning all these new things about yourself. It's like the fool's journey. hmm There's something very refreshing about that. Some of you are going to feel very refreshed. You know what I mean? You're going to feel like you have like a clean slate, a fresh start in the future. Okay, so now let's go ahead and look at, the outcome, the energy moving forward. And, oh, wow, this just got real and very juicy too. So there's something that's going to happen, right? There's something that's going to happen. Some of you guys need to go, make sure that you're getting your information and you're really listening to what the doctor is telling you. If some of you are pregnant and going out there and going to the doctor, really listen closely to what he's telling you. If he's telling you not to do something, don't do that thing. You know what I mean? Seriously. I'm not a doctor. Listen to your own doctor. But, if some of you are out there waiting for something to happen, then there's going to be an initiation. There's going to be a very potent energy of initiating something. This is kind of like Aries energy. So this is almost like the action of something. This is, Aries, Mars energy here. It's almost like there's going to be like a change of direction, or there's going to be almost kind of like some swift action that comes in and sets something into motion for you guys, right? This could be like a change of plans because at the very top of the reading, you got the tower. This is Mars. This is talking about, destruction, but destruction for the better. So something is going to come along and the universe is going to take something away. It might actually destroy something for you. It actually might, definitely tear down a structure, not an actual physical structure, but just like a structure of like the mind, or something very monumental might be changed forever for you guys. You know what I mean? And this could be for the better. This could be for the better. It's not until after you look around at what the tower has done that you can then appreciate it for what it is. And you know what? It's just so funny because I'm going through this reading. I don't know how many people are going to see it, but this reading is fucking amazing. You know what I mean? I really just have to go there and say that. It's not like I'm saying like I'm an amazing reader, but the reading is amazing. In the center of the reading, you got the Three of Cups. So it's talking about a feeling, right? The need to express something that you've been thinking about. Something that's making you feel like you've probably been swallowing your pride because the Strength card is here as the immediate influence. It's something that you may have been holding back emotionally that you need to express, that you want to set into action. It's something that you feel passionate about because it's something that's coming from your heart, right? You want to kind of put more energy and more effort into it, but you realize that you don't want to force things because it's really not about forcing it at this point. And in your sun position, you got the Empress, which is talking about, receptivity, waiting. You guys might be waiting for somebody to come along and like engage you into something. It almost like you might be feeling a little bit complacent. It's like things, it's almost like waiting for somebody to do something for you. Some of you are feeling a little bit emotional about the way that things like may have used to be. Things. Wow, it's a 9, and it's in the moon placement. The moon is actually 18, which is also 9. It really is talking about the completion of something. Something is coming to something is coming full circle for you guys. And I feel like you're anticipating it, you know what I mean? In the past, something may have been illuminated. There may have been a new life that came into, or maybe you guys you got the information that you might be expecting or you might be pregnant. You have anxieties about feeling fulfilled now because some things have changed for you and now you're adapting to these changes. You're trying to be there for the experience. You're trying to nurture this new experience. You're trying to provide parts. You're trying to provide aspects of yourself to this experience that is you know, appreciated, that this experience needs. It's almost like you might even be like waiting to see like where your help is needed. You might have been like feeling like you weren't being of service to yourself. That's why the Nine of Cups is here in the anxieties. You're having anxieties about your wishes being fulfilled. You might be feeling like, you know, a little bit like the glass is half empty. Um, definitely be willing to learn, definitely be willing to change your mind about some of the concepts or some of the perceptions that you may have had. Your perspective is definitely going to be challenged because it's meant to teach you something and it's meant to have you develop a little bit more stronger of a mindset. Yes, it's almost like when you can adapt the way that you think, it's almost like your mind is being fed more brain food. Yeah. Also, some of you might be dealing with like children. You might be putting more energy and focus into kids, that type of thing, with all of this Aries energy here and the Empress here. Um, in the Venus placement, which is like your desires and harmony and balance, peace. Really, it's saying put some energy into doing things, being more creative, right? Don't wait for something to come and be an opportunity for you to jump on. You got to create your own opportunities. That's also what I'm getting here too. Create your own opportunities. Start to like make things happen and like initiate things and set wheels into motion for stuff. Start to see like a project or see something that you've imagined like come into focus for you. Then you'll be able to appreciate, the consideration that you put into making something. I'm getting that you guys need to put more creativity into a project that you might be working on. You might be like just kind of like sitting back and not like bringing that much inspiration to it. Um, Definitely some changes happening in the future for you guys because like the what the fuck am I saying? The outcome card is the Ace of Wands. So this is the new beginning. This is the impetus of something. This is the initiation of something. Something is good jumping off. It's almost like a not like a light switch is going on or like the power switch is going to be turned on and something. Some of you are going to be like something is going to happen and it's going to get that ass moving. Really, that's what's going to happen, right? Creativity wise, something is gonna happen. It's gonna get that ass moving because you got the Ace of Wands here, right? Now, whatever comes along, you may not like it because what something that you can't change about this, what's being projected, the energy that's being projected forwards in this reading that's kind of like piercing through it. Will I answer you? What are you talking about? Did you ask a question? The Tower, right? This is what's going to really come along and make you feel like, damn, right? This change is going to come in and it's going to initiate something. It's going to be a little bit uncomfortable. It's going to be loud. It's going to be very active. It might even be a little bit like it's gonna come along and destroy a structure or a foundation that you may have been relying on this whole time, right? Something that needed to be changed, something that needed to be sort of destroyed. It's a new year, you guys. Don't you want to tear down those old structures that are not serving you anymore, that you've been waiting for to fulfill you, that you're not really getting anything out of? You're realizing that if you're more creatively focused, when will I be my soulmate? So, Richa Sharma Actually, I have my law of attraction cards and my soulmate cards here. I'll pull one for you as soon as I'm done reading these, okay? Right here in this video. So, yeah, this is something that comes in and changes things. It's Mars energy. So, some of you might be dealing with, yeah, that's your card too, Scorpio. You could be implementing this change, you know what I mean? You're into this Aries energy. Mars is actually in Aries now, or if it's not in Aries right now, it's going into Aries in like the next couple of days, right? Let me just pull up my map here of planets today. So Mars, which is your planetary ruler, guys, Mars is in Aries right now, so you guys can really work with that energy. The tower here is Mars. You got Sun in Aries here as well. You got the Sun in this reading. The Strength card. And then, the future card is the Fool. This is wonderful. Opportunities. This is also, um, it's kind of like, what am I saying? It's it's the possibilities, it's hope, it's faith, it's realizing that your possibilities are endless, right? But just don't get too complacent and not realize when opportunities and when things come along that just need a little bit of your energy. They need you to inject yourself into them in order for them to become anything. Because really it's just really open space until something gets into that space and, starts to make it start to take shape, right? That type of thing. So let me pull this soulmate card for Risha. I think that's your name, right? So these cards are very interesting because they're like very narrow. They're like these rectangular shaped cards. And they're kind of hard to shuffle, but I'm going to shuffle them and I'm going to pull one soulmate card for those of you out there who are looking for your soulmate. You've been waiting. It's saying that you've been waiting, right? You're having anxieties that it's not going to happen. And that's really what's on your mind for those of you who are out there thinking about a relationship, because you do have some cups here. No pentacles, really. You just got the Nine of Pentacles. Right, Risha. Let me keep going, because I got to do my shuffle the way that I shuffle. Now, if more than one message comes out, like if a card pops out on its own, then I'm going to read all of, okay. Look, that's like three that are flipped over. Those are the ones that you're going to get. Okay, so Risha, this one is for you because it's the first one that comes up. Every loving thought is a seed of love. Sometimes the seed sprouts instantly, and other times it lies dormant for a while. The timing really doesn't matter. Love always grows into greater love. So for you, Risha, you're asking when is your soulmate? Put that energy into that, right? Are you manifesting that? Really, it is about the law of attraction with these cards too. Because if you put the energy into, meaning, like when you think about your soulmate and what that person means to you, like start formulating those ideas in your mind. It's not expectations, but it's really just kind of like allowing yourself to go to a colorful place in your mind and imagine who that person could be. And just by doing that, you are inviting that energy into your atmosphere, into your environment, into your mind, into your spirit, into your body, into your entire being. So then that becomes a part of you. And if you just continue to not obsess, but if you put that positive energy into the idea and the focus of the manifestation of who this person could be for you, then when you start experiencing, interactions with people, then you'll understand like, oh yeah, this energy that I experienced from this person is actually very far off from what I would like my soulmate to be. It's like you want to start thinking about those types of things. It's like when I interact with people and I meet them, there are certain aspects of their personality that I like, that I wish other people would embody, and then there are some things that they don't. So think about that too. Here's another one, you guys, one of the bonuses. Your love is like a burst of sunshine on a cloudy day. Your smile is imprinted in my heart. Your beauty reflected by the stars. Your essence is the air I breathe. So, for some of you out there who are dealing with a long term relationship, I feel like if you are wondering whether or not this person is like thinking about you, or whether or not they are, basically if they're thinking about you, it's saying that they are. You know what I mean? Reach out. Send a text or whatnot if you're like doing that thing where you're waiting for them to reach out to you. Who knows what they could be going through. They probably are thinking about you, but reach out to them first, even if you feel like you are the main one doing the reaching out. Here's the last one, guys. Last bonus for the soulmate. Click that like button, thumbs up. You are loved more than you consciously know. Share your insecurities with the one you love. You will be surprised and reassured by their reaction. Love is all around you. Okay, so here's the thing. I'm going to share something with you guys. Last night I was going to send someone a text message, just kind of like getting a little bit deeper with them, in terms of like our friendship or whatnot. I kind of like this person. But I put the text in the text window, composing it, right? Didn't hit send. I do that so many times, and I'm sure a lot of you guys do that too. So I deleted it, and it was really gonna be like, what do you fear the most, or like it was like, what's your greatest fear, or like what is it that you're most concerned about, or what do you want the most out of life, like that type of thing. So I didn't send it. Then they sent me a text message saying like, "Oh my God, this thing happened. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm kind of worried about it." And it's so funny because like I must have been channeling their energy. It's like when I was telling Risha before to channel that person, think about that person. It's like sometimes you I'm not even gonna go there. But if you find yourself thinking about a person a lot, did you see an ex Virgo coming back? An ex Virgo. I definitely see Virgo energy in the reading here, but the only place where it is in the reading, Tony, is in the moon position, which is talking about the awareness of the expansion of a feeling that has materialized into something. It's almost like you're like, now I'm appreciating it for like a need that I might have in terms of like experiencing more harmony or finding out information, right? Because Virgo really is talking about information, attaining the information so that you can appropriate it to, you know, where its intended focus is meant to be directed, right? It's kind of like, oh, now I know this thing, so now I know. Now that I have this new information, I know that this one thing that I was hoping for can actually be. You know what I mean? So it's like, making information useful and using it as a resource. So, like, if you are communicating with this person, or if you see this person is watching you on social media, or if they've like liked some things, or if they've commented on some things, and that means that this person is sort of like coming back in a sense where like their energy is sort of like reappearing, right? It's like what you do with that, what's the follow through? Are you going to take that and have it materialize into something more if that opportunity comes along, right? It's almost like you have to understand like what an opportunity is. If you can acknowledge something. Oh, everyone. Hey, don't even go there. Like this card says, you are loved more than you consciously know. Share your insecurities with the one you love. You will be surprised and reassured by their reaction. Love is all around you. Okay? So, Risha Sharma, we definitely here at Providence Tarot, I'm sure Dale would also agree, we don't want you feeling like you're not loved. We definitely want you to always understand, know, and appreciate that you are. You're welcome, Tony. And sometimes what this is teaching you, this reading for you is saying that you're waiting for someone to come along and show you what loving yourself feels like, Risha. And you know what loving yourself feels like because right now you're feeling the amount of love that has materialized, right, into the value that you give to yourself, right? So it's like the amount of focus and the amount of love that you put into yourself is what you will like calculate out of your life, or you are going to make these calculations, and then you're going to come up with a sum of all the parts of your life and how you and what the value of that sum is for you, right? And what you think your life is and how you value your life. What's the sum of all parts, right? You definitely want to start putting positive energy into creating. You definitely want to put more effort into creating more positive experience for yourself, right? It's like do things with yourself. Sometimes I feel like very complacent and very sad and very depressed, but I know that I need to go outside, and I know that I need to experience nature for my emotional well being, right? For my own emotional support. I need to go out and experience nature because, like I said, you have a lot of nines in this reading and you have a lot of threes in this reading. And nines are talking about, numerology in nature. The nine, that number is constant in nature. So it's almost like, for harmony and to feel complete and to feel like everything is everything, you are a part of this experience. You have to go out and be in nature and experience that, you know, um, cosmic force that is the number nine, that is also zero as well, because you don't even realize that yes, that's not true. Here's the thing, Risha. You need to understand that you have to learn how to appreciate yourself. Can I get an amen in this room, you guys? I'm sure everybody in this room understands that in order for you to feel like it really isn't about other people at this point. When you feel like the acceptance that you get from other people quantifies who you are, and if you are worthy, that's when you need to not even be focusing on other people. You need to put more focus onto yourself and what you need out of life. You came here, right? Without all of these people that you might be feeling like you need to reach out to make sense of your experience and make sense of your life. They're living their lives, you know what I mean? And it really is about you focusing on you. And that's the change for you, Risha, in this reading. You need to initiate something for yourself. You need to do something positive for yourself. For every action, there is a reaction. For every positive reaction, there is a positive reaction. You know what I mean? Definitely put more compassion towards yourself, Risha, with this Knight of Cups here, right? It's almost like don't be intimidated by loving yourself. How are you going to love someone else if you can't love yourself? That's very important. You definitely need to embody self love if you want other people to love you too. Because with this Nine of Pentacles in this moon position, it's talking about confidence, it's talking about belief that you are worthy, that you are of value, that there is meaning to your life and you and your experience and your evolution, right? There's meaning behind the evolution of who you are. There are things that you need to be aware of that are going to help you expand who you are as a person. You need to be aware of your sensitivities and understand how those sensitivities make you feel vulnerable to your experience. And then that is teaching you what it is that you need to learn karmically from Saturn that is going to fortify your experience, that's going to fortify your heart, that is going to make you stronger so that you can deal with the changes and the adaptabilities and the threats that come from having this experience. Your belief systems, right? How you're going to allow yourself to become more sensitive to learning through learning from your belief systems, right? These things that have been set in place for you, right? Exactly. Yes, Risha. I want you to definitely hear what I'm saying here. It's about having the strength, yes? Having the strength to embrace parts of yourself that are inherently there, that are already there for you to appreciate, right? Because it starts within, yes? You are the flame. You are that flame. This is the flame that is ignited. Definitely. It's time for you to change. Someone likes you. There we go. There's a start. There is a start. If, I've been thinking about Moldavite a lot, right? I've been thinking about Moldavite a lot. And Moldavite is a life changing stone. It's green and it's a tektite. It looks kind of bubbly and kind of like, weird. But that stone apparently is meant for transformation. It brings about great change that's needed for people. And I've been thinking about it. I burned some of the incense at the start of this reading. It's about stepping into your own personal power, right? Loving yourself more, right? Doing those things for yourself that are going to, you know, layer on, those experiences and layer on those things that are going to, rebuild foundations for you. This is a good reading, you guys. Definitely don't wait for someone to come along and change your life for you. Definitely do it for yourself, right? You deserve it. You deserve to be fulfilled, emotionally satisfied. You deserve to appreciate your life for what has been accumulated there and what you have maintained, what's consistent in your life. Those are things that need to be appreciated, right? Because then if you can appreciate what's already there, then you'll be open for other things to come in, right? You'll be able to receive more. The possibilities are endless. You guys can do anything, right? When you're hopeful, when you understand that anything is possible through, like higher belief systems, higher faith, higher power, your belief in God, your belief in spirit, all of that. Anything is possible. You have a lot to look forward to, Scorpio. And I feel like once you allow yourself to release those things that you can't change, you allow the universe to take away those things that are meant to be stripped away. You know, things that haven't been serving you. Not people, but ways of being, that type of thing. Not believing in oneself. It's time for that to end. Absolutely, and let these changes occur. All right, Scorpio. I love you guys. Enjoy your January. It's a new year. Let the changes occur. Love you.